It's 7 p.m. and these are the headlines. Official welcome reserved for the President of the Republic by his Egyptian counterpart at the Presidential Palace Al-Ittihadiyya in Cairo. And between the two presidents, a full consensus on several regional and international issues. The President of the Republic praises the resilience of Palestinian people and reiterates Algeria's call to stop the genocidal war on Gaza and the joint position to activate the humanitarian truce, and this amid the joint press statement of the two presidents. New death toll in Gaza following the latest massacres, and the public television managed to record these painful footage of the genocide still ongoing in the occupied Palestinian territories. Social situation in Morocco is talked about and made fun of it in foreign media, while Moroccan people are suffering from the mediocrity of the Makhzen regime. Details later on. Welcome back, everyone. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Minister of National Defense, began this Sunday a working and fraternal visit to the brotherly Arab Republic of Egypt, followed by a state visit to the Sultanate of Oman, a brotherly country. The two visits aim to strengthen ties of brotherhood, cooperation and consultation. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, arrived today in Cairo, the Egyptian capital, for a two-day working and fraternity visit. The President of the Republic was officially welcomed on his arrival at Cairo International Airport by his brother, the President of the Egyptian Arab Republic, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. The President of the Republic then greeted senior officials welcoming him at the International Airport of Cairo. The President of the Republic, accompanied by his brother, the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, headed to the headquarters of the Egyptian Presidency Al-Ittihadiyya Palace in a presidential motorcade. The presidential motorcade that crisscrossed the main streets of the capital reflected the warmth of the welcome and the high regard to the President of the Republic. At his arrival at the Presidential Palace of Al-Ittihadiyya, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, was officially welcomed by his Egyptian counterpart, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. The welcoming ceremony began with the national anthems of both countries.
استعلام الجمهورية الجزائرية
At the hall of Al-Ittihadiyya Presidential Palace, the President of the Republic greeted the senior officials of the Arab Republic of Egypt. For his part, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi greeted the high-level Algerian delegation accompanying the President of the Republic. The two delegations, including officials from vital sectors, are paving the way to strengthen cooperation for the benefit of both parties. And the two heads of state then took a souvenir photo in the lobby of Al-Ittihadiyya Presidential Palace. After the official welcoming ceremony, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, held talks with his brother, the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. The talks provided an opportunity to review and assess bilateral relations between the two countries and to explore ways and means of strengthening them in the future. They also addressed several issues on the Arab region and other regional and international issues of common interest. The talks between the two presidents were extended to include members of the delegations of the two countries, tackling bilateral cooperation in several fields. The President Abdelmajid Tebboune and the President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi held a joint press statement. They tackled perspectives of bilateral cooperation and several files in the Arab region alongside regional and international issues of common interest. The President of the Republic stressed the depth of Algerian-Egyptian relations and the will to defend the foundations of the Arab nation. Let's have a listen to him.
علاقتنا مع مصر يعرفها الخاص والعام أنها علاقات وطيدة، أنها علاقات أخوية قوية بنيت على أسس قوية جدا في نضالنا المشترك منذ أكثر من 70 سنة. شاركنا مع بعض في الدفاع على مقومات الأمة العربية، وتنم هذه الفرصة نتاع للذكرى 70 لاندلاع الثورة الجزائرية المجيدة لأشكر مرة أخرى أخي السيسي ومن خلاله كل الشعب المصري وكل من ساهم آنذاك في مساعدة على انطلاق الثورة تاعنا.
The President of the Republic stressed the joint efforts made to level up cooperation in several fields in order to raise the exchange's volume in terms of trade and investments.
في تفاهم تام، في رغبة في العمل مع بعض هنا وهناك باستثمارات جديدة، حيث وصلنا إلى ما يقارب $1 مليار اللي يجي من مصر الشقيقة، ونطمح في أكثر، نطمح فيما أكثر. فيما يخص الاستثمار الحالي الشقيقة مصر في ميدان الطاقة فهو ماشي على كل حال، نزيدوا ندعموه بالنسبة للتنقيب، بالنسبة للتنقيب سواء على الغاز في المناطق الجنوبية ولا حتى في المناطق أوفشور بحرية. الجزائر مفتوحة على كل حال، مرحبا. إذن بالنسبة لعلاقاتنا الثنائية نتمنى فقط أن في بداية 2025 السنة المقبلة إن شاء الله تجتمع اللجنة العليا وتدرس إمكانيات انطلاق كذلك في خماسي جديد تاع علاقات واستثمار وتبادل كل المستويات.
The President of the Republic reaffirmed the full consensus between Algeria and Egypt on the Palestinian cause, stressing the deepening of consultations with a view to discuss a truce allowing the entry of what Palestinians need. The President of the Republic emphasized the two countries' shared vision of the necessity for Palestine's affairs to be run by Palestinians after the genocidal war.
نحيي بهذه المناسبة الشعب الفلسطيني على صموده وتحمله ما لا يتحمله إلا القليل من البشر للبقاء في أراضيه، ولن يقبل أن يهجر من جديد من أراضيه. إن شاء الله الفرج قريب. مع أشقائنا في مصر نحاول كيفاش ننقذ الموقف مع المبادرة نتاع أخي فخامة الرئيس السيسي لهدنة تسمح لإدخال كل ما يحتاجوه الغزاويين إلى غزة في انتظار حل نهائي. والحل النهائي ما يكون إلا بالطبع يعني بتسيير الفلسطينيين لأراضيهم.
The President of the Republic emphasizes Algeria's determination to advocate strongly and continuously from the UNSC in support of the just Palestinian cause.
الجزائر تعمل كل ما في وسعها في مجلس الأمن لمحاولة الوصول إلى حل أو بالأقل إلى توقيف الإبادة صريحة في الله. فلسطين موقفنا لم يتغير ولن يتغير. الحل الجذري هو دولة فلسطينية في حدود 1967 وعاصمتها القدس الشريف إن شاء الله.
Regarding what's happening in neighboring Libya, the President of the Republic highlighted the consensus with the Arab Republic of Egypt on the Libyan political solution to the crisis in the country through holding the elections. The President emphasized Algeria and Egypt's commitment to the principle of non-interference in Sudan, except for reconciliation.
ليبيا الشقيقة الموقف تاعنا لن يتغير، أن الحل ما يكون إلا ليبي والحل جذري هو في الانتخابات. الشرعية نتاع الانتخابات هي اللي تخلي من يستفاد من الشرعية من التصويت تاع الشعب الليبي هو اللي قادر يسير ليبيا إن شاء الله. بالنسبة للسودان تأسف كثير على ما يجري بين الأشقاء. أمور هذه صعبة جدا، لا في الدين تاعنا ولا في الأخلاق تاعنا ولا في احنا ومصر دولتين لن تتدخل أبدا في بين الأشقاء إلا للصلح، ما نغدي لا طرف ولا آخر.
For his part, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi congratulated the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, on his re-election for a new presidential term, wishing Algeria further success and progress on the occasion of the 70th anniversary of the glorious liberation revolution.
واسمح لي ان انا باسمي وباسم كل المصريين بتقدم لفخامتك بالتهنئة بمناسبة تولي قيادة الجزائر وثقة الشعب الجزائري في فخامتك لولاية تانية، واتمنى كل التوفيق لفخامتك وللشعب الجزائري. واسمح لي فخامة الرئيس ان احنا بمناسبة يعني الاحتفال بالذكرى ال70 للثورة الجزائرية ايضا ان انا اهني فخامتك والشعب الجزائري بهذه المناسبة العظيمة اللي كانت بالنسبة لنا في مصر وللمصريين محل إعجاب وتقدير واحترام شديد للشعب الجزائري وتضحياته ونضاله من أجل التحرر، وقدم أكثر من 1,000,000 شهيد.
The Egyptian president highlighted that the bilateral talks were very positive, stressing the readiness of the two countries to push the joint work to broader horizons to serve the interests of the peoples.
خلال مباحثاتي مع فخامة الرئيس تناولنا سبل تطوير العلاقات والتعاون في كافة المجالات على آفاق أرحب من المستوى اللي موجودين احنا فيه دلوقتي. واسمحوا لي أيضا أقول لكم إن اللجنة المشتركة التاسعة إن شاء الله تنعقد في القاهرة قريبا عشان تبذل يعني تضع موضوعات أكثر للتعاون بين البلدين، لأن حجم التفاهم والتوافق مع الجزائر لتطوير العلاقات يعني منذ أول زيارة الحقيقة ومنذ أول لقاء مع فخامة الرئيس كان واضح وقوي. احنا فرص التعاون بين البلدين فرص كبيرة، وسواء كان في الاستثمار أو في المشروعات المشتركة اللي ممكن نعملها، وده اللي كان بنتكلم فيه مع فخامة الرئيس ومع أعضاء الوفدين المصري والجزائري. واسمحوا لي أقول لكم إن يعني أطمنكم على إن المباحثات اللي بيني وبين فخامة الرئيس وعلى مستوى الوفدين كانت مباحثات إيجابية جدا، والحقيقة بتفتح آفاق للتعاون بين البلدين. وإحنا في مصر فخامة الرئيس سعداء بالعلاقة مع فخامتك ومع الجزائر، ومستعدين دايما لمزيد من العمل المشترك والبناء من أجل مصالح الشعبين المصري والجزائري. واسمح لي أقول لك أهلا وسهلا بيك مرة تانية وبالوفد المرافق ليك، وكل سنة وانتم طيبين.
Egyptian president affirms Algeria-Egypt consensus on several regional, continental and Arab issues.
خلال مباحثاتنا تحدثنا عن الأوضاع في المنطقة وقد إيه المخاطر الشديدة اللي موجودة واللي بتتعرض لها المنطقة، بدءا من الحرب في غزة وتطورات الأوضاع والحرب في لبنان، ثم الأوضاع في ليبيا والسودان، والتوافق تام على أهمية استعادة الاستقرار في المنطقة. حجم المعاناة اللي بيتعرض لها أشقائنا في القطاع ضخم جدا، ونقدر نقول إن القطاع يعني تحت الحصار بقاله ما يقرب من 4 شهور دلوقتي، وبالتالي احنا كل الجهد اللي بنبذله مع كل الشركاء والأشقاء محاولة لإيقاف إطلاق النار زي ما قلت وإدخال المساعدات. مصر خلال يعني الأيام القليلة الماضية قامت بجهد في إطلاق مبادرة تهدف إلى تحريك الموقف وإيقاف إطلاق النار لمدة يومين، يتم التبادل يعني 4 رهائن مع الأسرى بعض الأسرى اللي موجودين في السجون الإسرائيلية، ثم خلال 10 أيام يتم التفاوض على استكمال الإجراءات.
The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, has left Algiers this morning to head to the brotherly Arab Republic of Egypt. national anthem and saluting the emblem, the President of the Republic reviewed detachments of the Republican Guard, paying him the honors. The President of the Republic was greeted at his departure by the Prime Minister Nabil Arbawi, Army General Saad Shangirihat, Chief of Staff of the PNA, and the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Boualem. And the relations between Algeria and Egypt are marked by their historical depth and strategic character, with both countries seeking to establish fruitful cooperation that meet the aspirations of the two brotherly peoples and to maintain the tradition of consultation and coordination on various regional international issues.
Algeria and Egypt, two countries united by historical bonds of fraternity and deep, solid and lasting strategic relations, a model of cooperation and solidarity between Arab and African countries at a time when regional and international issues require more coordination than ever.
The two peoples have shared fraternal ties for many years. The Algerian Liberation Revolution is engraved in all memories and in history, as are the common positions of the two countries. We will not forget the support provided by Algeria during the October 1973 war. Algeria and Egypt have always had very strong cooperative relations, particularly in the economic and military fields. The 1973 war against the Zionist entity will remain an example. We are required to have a new Arab vision in line with the challenges of the 21st century. Most countries had a common fierce struggle to gain their independence. There are no more excuses for lagging behind in the face of the development dynamics that many countries in the world are experiencing.
The leaders attach particular importance to coordination and consultation on various issues of common interest, particularly those related to the Arab-Muslim world and the African continent, through permanent and continuous contact. The visits exchanged between the presidents and high-level delegations of the two countries are a convincing example of this.
There is a convergence of views between Algeria and Egypt in the framework of cooperation and a common operating mode in Africa. This situation makes it possible to establish security and stability and the security of the boundaries of the two countries within the African Union. For Algeria and Egypt, the Palestinian question is a central issue. The two countries are convinced that the only solution to this issue is the establishment of an independent Palestinian state with Al-Quds as its capital, without geopolitical manipulation. Algeria shares with Egypt the conviction of the need to hold presidential elections in Libya.
The two countries share a strong desire to establish fruitful economic cooperation and aim to increase the volume of their trade to $5 billion during the next 4 years.
The 18th edition of the Art Tifariti International Arts and Solidarity Festival kicked off in the Sahrawi refugee camps, another opportunity for intellectuals and artists to support the Sahrawi cause via several workshops. In Morocco, the social situation is becoming worse by each day, with the vulnerable classes paying the price for the country's mediocrity. Foreign media that the Mahsen considers as allies couldn't help but to point out and make fun of this miserable situation.
In contrast to the portrayal of reality by Moroccan television, many Moroccans are facing unprecedented levels of poverty and insecurity. Recent analysis indicate that the living conditions within Moroccan society are steadily worsening and collapsing. Morocco is on its way to collapse and the Moroccan people to be strangers in their own land. I'm saying this because of one reason, that is this betraying system's normalization with the Zionist entity in 2020. That's why I said, remember what I'm saying when I told you that they will kick you out of your houses, and here they are doing it. The Mahsen's claims that the situation is improving through normalization with the Zionist entity are openly rejected and denounced by the Moroccan people, who have never accepted these assertions. National Labor Union of Morocco organized these demonstrations in a social and economic context in front of the parliament, which its indicators are worrying. We are standing still in the face of this government corruption and plans to impoverish its people. Water became an expensive good, and since the independence from reliance on hydrocarbons, tomatoes and onions became so expensive. With this hard blow, the Moroccan people need to immigrate. This situation is clearly highlighted and mocked on international television, including channels from countries that are considered allies of Morocco. Mohammed VI loves to live like a reality TV star in mixed martial arts. His dream is to participate in a secret story show. I am the king of Morocco. It is a great secret. You should see his pictures on Instagram. He always wears strange clothes and a watch worth $1,200,000. Moroccans should sign up for Snapchat to know about the upcoming reforms in their country. The prevailing situation in Morocco is attributed to the corruption of the Mahsen, leading to the widespread public discontent. Many citizens express a desire for its eradication, reflecting deep-rooted frustrations with the current governance.
And Algeria called for an emergency meeting of the UNSC on Monday to discuss the situation in the Middle East after the military attacks conducted once again by the Zionist army against the Islamic Republic of Iran. After the withdrawal of the Zionist army from Canal hospital, the public television, through its correspondent, managed to record this painful footage of the genocide still ongoing in the occupied Palestinian territories. Wissam Abu Zaid and Nisan Hamdi.
The Zionist occupation forces left Canal hospital in the north of Gaza, leaving behind them death and terror. After their withdrawal, the public television managed to get these painful images of Palestinians suffering the loss of their beloved ones, a proof of an unprecedented genocide. They can do whatever they want. We will never give up. They don't scare us. We're not afraid of death. The Zionists spared no one. They killed the patients, the doctors, and even their families. As you can see, the hospital's director is praying for the soul of his son, who was murdered by the Zionist army as a revenge against his father, who resisted and kept taking care of the patients despite the destruction of the infrastructures. Not far from the hospital, there's nothing except destruction left by the Zionist occupation forces. They even attacked the ambulances and destroyed all the medical equipment. Inside the hospital, everything has been damaged and destroyed, but miracles still exist, as these two babies survived despite the destruction of the intensive care unit. The bombings of hospitals with patients and doctors inside, and the destruction of the infrastructures prove once again the evil and savage nature of the Zionist entity that continues its genocide in total impunity.
120 new Zionist strikes in different areas and regions of southern Lebanon. The attack on the main city in Lebanon, Saida, killed at least 8 people, with no less than 25 others wounded. Several residential buildings, facilities and infrastructures were destroyed, and the death toll rises to 2,635 martyrs since the beginning of the aggression on Lebanon. That was it for today's news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.